Hi, in this video I'm going to be talking about how to set up a mic stand properly. So to start off with, you're going to unscrew this screw and pull this part all the way out until it hits the bottom and do this up tightly. Then you're going to splay the legs out, put this on the floor and make sure that this part is secured properly and doesn't fall through. Then we're going to undo this part and pull this part up and undo this clasp here and pull the mic stand up into position. Now you may want to mic something up or down or wherever, that's okay. First off, we want to just make sure that this part is done up nice and tightly, okay? Next, we're going to make sure that this boom arm is secure on here, because a lot of the time this can spin off and isn't done up tightly. So you need to make sure that this part is done up tightly, like that. Okay, now we can position the mic stand as where we want it. I'm going to have mine pointing up, like for a vocal. So I'm going to lock this part off. Then I'm going to lock this screw off here and position the boom arm accordingly to the vocalist. You can also move this up and down for someone who is taller or shorter. So the key is to make sure that every single part is properly tightened. Because the worst thing in the world is when you're doing a gig and your mic stand starts drooping. Cool. Okay, so now I'm going to put a mic on the stand. And to do this, I'm going to undo this screw and screw this boom arm into the bottom of the clip of the mic stand, making sure it's nice and tight, making sure this screw is in nice and tight, making sure the mic is pointing towards the vocalists, not pointing down like this, or off into the air, making sure it's ready for them to sing into, and also, again, making sure that the mic stand is properly fastened. Okay, now we're going to move on to how to put a cable into the stand and into the mic. So, first things first, you're going to want to plug the cable into the stage box or stage snake. We do this first because we want the slack to be at the mic end and not the stage box end. This is because if you're plugging 30 cables into the stage box and you left the slack from each cable at the stage box, you'd end up with a big nest of 30 cables with loops going everywhere. Whereas if we plug into the stage box first and run the cable out to the mic, we have 30 different coils all over the stage rather than a giant nest at the stage box. So I'm just going to plug this into a stage box I've got down here. I'm going to run the cable out to the base of the mic stand. Okay. Now, if we're using a vocal, if this mic's going to be for a vocal, then what we want to do is we want to do one twist around the mic stand and then plug the cable into the mic like this. Okay, so just one twist round and that's it. And we do this because most artists and most singers will want to be able to just pull the mic off like that and sing, okay? And then when they put the mic back on, you can just give it one twist. If we're miking up something like an overhead mic, which we'd probably use a different mic for, but I'll use this mic just to show you. So let's pretend that this is for an overhead on some drums, okay? So the mic stand might look something like this. Make sure it's nice and tight at all the points. Okay, so now I'm going to cable this up slightly differently. So instead of just putting one twist around the boom arm, I'm going to put 3 twists around this part of the mic stand. 1, 2, 3. And I'm also going to do 1, 2, 3 twists around the boom arm before plugging the cable in. And I do this just so that the cable stays nice and tight to the mic stand, and that when I walk past, there's less chance of me snagging it. Okay, that's how you mic up and cable up a mic stand.